and welcome to What Car India. Škoda India के ऊपर बातचीत करने के लिए मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं इस वक्त Petr Šolc. Petr, thanks a lot for joining us. The first question, how has the response been? How was the last year for you? How was the performance? When I'm talking about last year, I'm talking about the financial year by Indian standards, which is March. So how was the performance for you?
Well, for us, we had for the first full year Slavia on the market next to the Kushaq. And I have to say, for us, it was a record year, and we were very happy with the outcome.
Okay. Do you think the momentum will continue this year? The growth momentum will continue this year because there are some headwinds, inflation being one of them, high interest rates. So how do you see the market moving this year?
Yeah, you're right. And of course, last year we could see a lot of pent-up demand and the market growing from 3 million to 3.6 million passenger car market. So it may not grow as it did so over the last year, but still some part of the pent-up demand we could see, and I'm quite confident that the market will continue to grow. Maybe not 20%, but maybe 5 to 7%, but still. So from the 3.65, I can see good chances market to go towards 4 million, which was never the case in India. And for us as well, we did more than 50,000 last year. And we would like to grow because so these cars, so Kushaq and Slavia, will be full year on the market. So then we will enjoy having them both in a full supply for the whole year for the first time. Yeah. Last year still we were facing certain chip issues, some certain semiconductor issues supply. But this year we are quite confident that the supply will be in a full strength back.
So are there indications that the semiconductor issue is close to getting in a better shape? I won't say resolving because that you can never say.
Exactly, but so for us what we see then for the next couple of months we see that we will have a quite stable supply, so which brings us certain confidence also for the following period. But of course, so we don't know what can happen. So then in the future, the last 2 years were quite, let's say, not stable, so in terms of the supply. But for us, we can see that the supply is back. And in Q1, we were still facing certain supply issues, which then prolonged the lead times on our cars. But now, for the next couple of months, we are quite optimistic in terms of the supply will be back.
You know, one thing that has worked for you and has always worked for the brand that your cars are considered safe, and now both Kushaq and Slavia have shown to be 5 global NCAP 5-star rated. How do you think that impacts your demand?
Well, so we do hope that it will impact this, so even more demand, and our cars will be even more demanded. And me personally and my team, we are very happy about the latest recognition of Škoda Slavia being recognized as the safest family car on the market next to the Kushaq with a 5-star rating by the global NCAP. And this is definitely something that we started more and more to promote the safety. As the safety, our cars were always the same. And in Europe, since last 15 years, we were always having the 5-star rating by the Euro NCAP. And now newly also by the global NCAP with the stricter measurements in India, then we achieved the same 5-star rating. And not only for the front seat passengers, but also for the rear seat passengers. And this is, we are the safest. And none of other manufacturers have received a 5-star rating, especially for the rear seat passengers. So for us, Škoda focusing on the family and the customers with families, and this is, I would say, for us a unique selling point and to communicate the safest family car.
You know, both for Kushaq anyways came in a segment which was a very highly competitive segment in the Indian market, but for Slavia also we have seen competition increasing. We just saw a rival brand bring out their product with a turbo engine. And they are offering a lot more features, including something like ADAS. So what is your plan? Because you do have those technologies in your global lineup. By when do you think you want to put those in mass market, mass segment cars in India?
Yeah, of course, you're right. So ADAS and so many manufacturers are bringing more and more safety features. And we will be doing exactly the same. So at the moment, so then we communicate the 5-star rating, and so then look at this body. So and we are just demonstrating to our customers how robust already the body is. And then we are bringing more and more safety features. So we will be bringing also then other safety features as part of our model years in the years to come. So every model year, starting with this summer, we will bring additional safety features to our cars. But the one thing is what we communicate in terms of the marketing communication, how safe our car is, and second is how we demonstrate it as well. And therefore we decided to produce such bodies, such skeletons, and we are displaying that also at the dealerships, that also our sales personnel can demonstrate it to our customers, to talk about the body structure, talk about also the steel and how robust the whole body is, and it can protect the family and the passengers in the car. So this is part of our strategy as well, to communicate to the customer and demonstrate why our cars are the safest on the market.
All right. Now let's look at the future. So what is your plan for, what is your product pipeline looking like? Because you have two very good products in the market, but rest of the products, like for example, you discontinued Octavia, Superb is also right now not in the market, but you have said that you are bringing Kodiaq again and with higher numbers, thankfully for the Indian market.
Yeah.
So what is your product pipeline looking like right now?
So now Kodiaq is back, and you could see it today. We have announced also the pricing for the new Kodiaq here, and so we have a wider range. We have a new colors as well that we are introducing, and so far the response, we started and we opened up the ordering last month, and the response is fantastic. So we are happy that we have a supply that is so more than double to what we could offer last year. And on top of that, yes, so we would like to have also other parts and components models on the market. So yes, you're right, we discontinued the Octavia and Superb with the OBD1 BS6A version, but we are now working on how to bring Superb back.
Okay.
And there's a new generation coming in Europe, and will be introduced in Europe, and we would like to bring new generation of the Superb also to India. And also then in the interim period, we are working on the bridging scenario, how to bring certain units also to India of the current generation. Simply not to discontinue the visibility of Superb on the market.
Do you think, why is Octavia not in the market? And the reason I'm asking this question, because there is a big following for that product, and people are right now asking for the RS version as well. So what was the decision tree behind taking Octavia off Indian market? And would you consider bringing it back in maybe RS form?
Yeah, so Octavia was bread and butter for us, and it was part of the phase one of the success story and introduction of Škoda brand on the market. And so then in the past we had Octavia, we had Superb, we had Rapid. So, and it was a sedan brand. Now we are introducing also the SUVs, and we will have a right portfolio and balance between the SUV and sedans. So yes, our first step is now to bring the Superb back. And on top of that, yes, we are working also on Octavia. And you said, so what are the reasons? I think the reasons are very clear in terms of the engine availability and engine homologation to the India requirements. So with the OBD1 versus OBD2 transition, which happened now, and we are working now on also rehomologation of the engines that we can offer to Indian customers. So therefore, for us now, step number one, to work how to bring Superb back. And then we will be also thinking if you can bring in some way also Octavia. And you mentioned the VRS. VRS was a success, and why not to think about bringing also VRS back in some limited edition, and I'm sure it will find a lot of Škoda Octavia lovers on the market.
Okay, so now ENIAC has been talked about for a really long time now. By when do you think you'll be able to bring it in Indian market?
We are working on the ENIAC now, and it's part of our EV strategy for Indian market as well. And only a week ago, then Škoda board in the headquarters announced to bring 6 EV models on the market worldwide by 2026. And India is the 3rd biggest market for Škoda. India is growing. India will become the 3rd biggest economy in the world as well. So, and this all is well understood also in the headquarters of Škoda. So therefore, if we see a good development of the EV market in India, then we are thinking after ENIAC to bring potentially also other models on the market. But starting first with the ENIAC, we are working how to bring ENIAC on the market still in the current fiscal year 23-24.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, ENIAC was expected to be in India by the middle of 2023. Has there been any delay, and is there any specific reason why there has been a delay?
No, there's no change in this, and since we spoke last time in the Radun, it's pretty much the same. So then It's a fiscal year 23-24, which we are keeping, and this is something that rather will be in the second half of the fiscal year 23-24, and this was always part of our strategy. So this is something what we are keeping, and we would like to test the market. We already have some units that we are testing internally of the ENIACs, so some ENIACs are already in India.
Okay.
And we would like to bring a couple of hundreds of units for the market to test, to see what is the traction, what is the market response as well. And if we see good demand, then we will then be continuing our EV strategy for the Indian market.
Okay, so your plan is that first bring in some products and then see the reaction, and then probably try and localize it a little bit, if that's what the plan?
Yeah, so pretty much what we are doing at the moment on the ICE front, so that we have a localized cars like a Kushaq and Slavia, then we have a parts and components like a Kodiaq, and then we are bringing certain special editions as a fully built units. Like for example, we brought the Octavia VRS. So the same strategy and the same thinking we are having in terms of the EV. But maybe other way around. So first to bring a FBU, fully built unit of the ENIAC. If there's a good market response and we see also that the EV market is developing in India, then to think about localizing, first to assembly the cars as a parts and components. And again, if the market is growing, then why not to fully localize?
You know, and the 6 products that were shown, what do you think is a right fit for India, considering where the Indian market is right now?
Well, I think so. It has to be a balance. Yeah, so therefore, like we are having a balance at the moment in terms of ICE range of the sedans and SUV, the same we will be thinking in terms of the electric cars. So ENIAC, of course, has a bigger SUV, and then it's logical to think about also the smaller SUVs to test the market. So one by one, step by step. But if the market is 30% electric, then we would like to be part of it.
You know, one product that was shown in the global unveil was L-Rock. Do you think that's something that you should consider for India?
I think it may fit well. But again, yes, so then we have a couple of scenarios to consider, and 6 models, it's quite some variety, which we are happy about, that we can choose from more. And if we see so the market demand is going one direction, then it's quite easy decision for us to choose from the wider portfolio.
So you said the ENIAC will come this year, and you are saying that after that you will decide what is the reaction of Indian market and with what direction Indian EV market is going. By when do you think you will be in a position to make a proper decision to bring your larger EV portfolio in India?
I would say so. Then of course, so testing the market in 24. And then to make the right decision for the 25-26. So this is the most probable scenario for us to think about really. So then what to bring when the market might be 20%, yeah, which might be in 10 years, but when it will be even a 10% of the total market. And if we talk about the market can grow from 4 million to 5 million within the next couple of years, then we are talking about a good opportunity of 500,000 total market might be electric. So this is, I would say, the scope of the 2 to 3 years to bring in a greater scale also electric cars to the market.
All right, Mr. Scholz, thanks a lot for joining us today. Thank you.